welcome to Jeff Brigham Sports Guru. I know it may be tempting to talk smack and all that sort of stuff down in the comments section, but I can only implore you to keep this smack talk to more private messages and let the public forum be for anybody who is in need of help with something, because the point of this show is simply to help even the most casual observer enjoy the intricacies of these great games. Now, once again, we turn our attention to football, because let's face it, when you're in the semifinals of anything, it's going to get all the spotlight, and we've got a great matchup and kind of a laugher, so we'll get that one out of the way first. The San Francisco 49ers travel north to Seattle to face off against the Seattle Seahawks and the 12th man, also known as the X Factor, because that's what it'll be Sunday. Because that 12th man has caused incredible confusion to offenses all across the league. They've caused more false starts than any other team in football, any other stadium in football, and it's incredible to watch. Not to mention the fact that the two teams are completely mismatched. You have an offense in the two-headed monster that is Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch. Those two have created an incredible offensive package where they can take a bunch of second-rate receivers, your Baldwins, your Tates, and made them into a part of an incredible team just by the ability to run the offense. And, they don't really run the read option as often as you'd think. You'd think with an athletic Russell Wilson and beast mode back there, you'd think they'd run more read option. But I guess it's not Pete Carroll's style all of a sudden. But be that as it may, they've put together a hell of a package, and that offensive line is incredible. They know just exactly how to block for whatever play needs to happen. That offensive line is stout, and part of the reason why Russell Wilson can be so elusive is because any blitz package is like a kung fu movie. They all come at you one at a time. So you just deal with one, then the next one comes at you. So he's elusive as hell because of that. That being said, the San Francisco defense is only a shadow of their former selves. Those former selves made it to the last Super Bowl, need I remind you. This game I see becoming a laugher, a complete and utter laugher. I see 31-17 Seattle, because Colin Kaepernick, as great an athlete as he is still young at mind. Russell Wilson matured really early in his career, and that's why he's having the success he has right now. He stays patient, he keeps his eyes downfield, he looks off coverages, he's got one of the better pump fakes in football, not to mention his elusiveness, because no matter what, if you're hearing all sorts of footsteps and you can get away from those footsteps, eventually somebody's going to pop open, because they're going to find out that Russell needs help. So they run to the side of the field that he floods to. And the offensive linemen don't quit. They come back and they double block for him. They circle back around and they double block for him to whatever side he floods to. And that's part of the reason for his major success in the NFL. That Seattle defense is just as good, just as balanced, and a perfect complement to that offense. The perfect complement meaning that they have a defensive line now with Averill, as you remember, as Ndamukong Suh's running partner up in Detroit, and he's made such a splash, and of course with Bain and all them as well. they get after quarterbacks, they cause bad throws, they cause balls to flutter, and those DBs, as physical as they are, they have eyes like hawks, and they undercut routes. So look for Colin Kaepernick to throw a couple of picks this weekend. Russell Wilson, maybe one, because he's patient. Colin Kaepernick, I gotta find the throw, and he doesn't find it. In a couple of seconds, he tucks and runs. Now, some of those may be big breaks. He may catch some man coverage flooding to one side and break one for 40 yards. But when it comes down to the red zone, if Frank Gore's not showing up, it's going to be even more of a blowout. Because that's what they rely on in the red zone is the big guys. Vernon Davis, the tight end. They rely a little bit on maybe Crabtree being big in the corner, Anquan Bolden being big in the corner, but mostly it's Frank Gore and the middle of that San Francisco offense. And I don't see it having much success against a Seattle defense who has just pounded everybody into the dirt all year. Not to mention the Seahawks are 8-1 at home, mainly because of that 12th man. Colin Kaepernick, his hand signals are not Peyton Manning's hand signals. Speaking of Peyton Manning, segue, we have a great matchup in the AFC. An incredible matchup between two of the best quarterbacks of all time, and was probably going to be one of their last editions of this great rivalry, which we have had the privilege to watch over the years. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Tom Brady's working with whatever offense Belichick can throw at him in any given week, and Belichick has done an amazing job with keeping an offense on the field that's viable and creating a ground and pound game halfway through the season, which has been stellar. And Tom Brady has made the receivers look like Pro Bowlers all over the place. Minitron, Danny Amendola, even Dobson, if he ever makes his way back. They've all turned out to be fantastic. Peyton Manning, he's got a great offense around him. You know, Eric Decker's here, there, and everywhere. Welker still dropping balls in the playoffs. When it counts, when it matters, at the twos, still dropping them. Peyton, learn from Tom. When it's like 2:41 left on the clock and you got Welker down the seam, pump fake it. Find somebody else. If Demaryius Thomas is double covered, by all means throw to him. Do not throw to Wes Welker in the playoffs. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. So I see this game being actually a story of defenses. What defense can step up more? Is it the pass attack of the Denver Broncos with all those blitz packages that, you know, that it's kind of like a Rex Ryan look where there's somebody flying in from a different corner every single time, or off some edge somewhere, or you bring the safety when it's least expected, you know, and he runs a great defense. And Tom Brady is going to have to really look people off and really make something happen, because the best defense that the Broncos have is at that 10, 15-yard mark with those heavy-hitting linebackers that people don't really want to go over the middle to unless you're out of your mind, like, say, a Welker, an Edelman, or Vernon Davis, Antonio Gates, those sort of people. They're out of their minds, so they'll go over the middle no matter what. This game is going to be a story of which defense steps up more, and I see it as being another instant classic. And I see the Patriots 38 and the Broncos 34 in Mile High. And that's not to take anything away from the Broncos. They have done an incredible job this year, and I see them, you know, packing it up and staying Rocky Mountain High, and the Patriots going on to East Rutherford, New Jersey, where the Patriots will face one of their old coaches, Pete Carroll. And The fact that Pete Carroll can run this offense is a testament to Pete Carroll's ability to work with a mobile quarterback. He works with mobile quarterbacks. He tried playing with Drew Bledsoe, Leadfoot Bledsoe, with the Patriots, and it just was not a good match. But man, after coming out of USC and taking that long trip up the Oregon Trail to Washington, oh, he has found himself a great little niche to run, and his coaching staff has been outstanding for him. So that's it. That's what you have. You have the Patriots and the Seahawks in this year's Super Bowl. I bet you nobody had those two teams going in the beginning of the season, except for people in New England and Seattle. Of course, they I bet you they had those sort of picks. Now, I know I've been focusing a lot on football, and this will be my last show for just a little bit. This is just a trial thing. I have something I have to do, and I will make my way back on here as soon as I can. And that's when we really hit the ground running, and I really want to get this show off the ground, because I like to help people, and I like to keep people informed. And that's the whole purpose of this show. So if you have any questions, any sports question whatsoever, sports question about baseball, basketball, football, hockey, soccer, cricket, croquet, shuffleboard, what have you, it doesn't matter. You can pick a sport, ask a question, and I will have your answer in the next edition of Jeff Brigham's Sports Guru. Now, you all have yourselves a pleasant week, and enjoy the games this Sunday, because one game is going to be, like the warm-up band to the really good band that's coming on later. And make sure you get your kids around the TV and let them know that they are witnessing history this coming Sunday. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you real soon.